drone tonight. Howdy ho. Hey guys, it is Ryan. You know me at Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. You know that. You know me from Pioneer One Loft Race. Ooh, you kind of cringe and know that. But you're here because why you're here? Because you learn things. It's educational and you learn things and it's educational. You watch my mistakes and you can learn from them. And you can learn from all of our guests, eh? From all the people on the line. But Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions, I just found out today. Inch by inch, brick by brick, mile by mile, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. We produce the winners. We produce the winners that produce winners that produce winners. Woo! Anyways, welcome tonight. I completely missed my dinner. I have to give shit to Jerome. Jerome showed up on the last day of the season to enter birds for the One Loft Race. I was going to feed pigeons and Jerome pulled up. I thought he was an egg buyer. But there he was, Jerome, bright-eyed and bushy-tailed. He even had a bottle of Jaeger. Cheers to the bottle of Jaeger. But again, guys, this show always works the best when you participate. If you're not going to participate, then just say hi and let me know. Brian Masker Racing. Yes, Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. We bred. What the hell? Cat fur. Hot off the press. First national in Canada. Feathers Elite to Feathers Elite. 100% the legend, Willie Daniels. Oh, Willie Daniels. Pigeon wins the national in Canada. And you know what? I shouldn't do it. No, I'm not going to do it yet. I'm not going to talk about it yet. But wait, Florida Pigeon Derby, Feathers Elite Pigeon, yes. Dutch Touch One Loft Race in 2 seasons, $50,000, $25,000 winner. Yes, Feathers Elite Pigeons. Upper Canada National One Loft Race, Ace Pigeon, Feathers Elite Pigeons. Pioneer out of 5 seasons of racing, 4 of them. Feathers Elite Pigeons. I have to close down Feathers Elite soon. How's it with the sauce?
Good.
JD Teal in the house. JD, I'm going to help you out. Guys, Mr. JD Teal, he's going to do a international One Loft Race somewhere in Oklahoma. Now, is Oklahoma a state that I would go to visit? Absolutely not. It's kind of like a, what's Oklahoma, Mom? What do you think Oklahoma is? Is Oklahoma a go and visit state?
They have a lot of casinos.
They got a lot of casinos. A lot of casinos, and maybe J.D. Teal putting a One Loft Race in Oklahoma is where it's got to be. Now, he wants to get international flyers to that. I already talked to J.D., and I said, well, it's going to be a tricky sell. But just maybe we can do it. But I'm going to need you Canadians to do it. JD, I'll send the Canadian birds over. Canadians, if you want to go play in Oklahoma, you're going to let me know. We have to see what JD puts together. Shane says, hey, how's it going? Guys, I want to show you. First and foremost, the national winner, the mother. There she is. Take a look at her. She's got the blue bar, white flight. Hen from Willie Daniels. Daughter Eros, an original Willie Daniels. Euros to Janie. Euros is a full brother to Katay. First National Chateau 2016. Half brother to Kaya 8th national wins 2016. Also, granddaughter to Flores and Shakira, sire and dam, first national ace pigeon. What do we see here, folks? Take a look. Perfection in motion, motion in perfection. This here is the mother of the national winner this year in Canada. Bred by Kristen Marshman. Really? You're going to cough on the damn show, Mom?
Sorry.
Bred by Kristen Marshman. Flown by Kristen Marshman. But yet, let's not forget, 100% Willie Daniels. Oh, that's the mother. I'm eating beets. How come roasted beets taste so good? You guys tell me. But again, Willie Daniels is on the mother's side. Now we want to look and wait and see. That was 1,755 pigeons. CBS and the Pigeon Center of America in Oklahoma. Well, that's not a... Mike, you got to understand something, Mike. Did you give me shrimp? You have to keep eating shrimp. She don't want to eat the good shrimp, eh? The big shrimp. Look at the big ones, eh? Mike, going to CBS. I love Rick and Steve Mortis. They're great. The Belgians, the people from America, from Europe, they ain't gonna want to go to CBS and they ain't gonna want to go to the Pigeon Center. This is the only problem with being in Oklahoma. Now I say to JD, he got to be in Los Angeles. He got to be in maybe Chicago, maybe New York, maybe Boston to pull this off. But he's gonna do it in Oklahoma, and that's okay. Willie Daniels pigeons. They specialize 300 to 500 mile races. Isn't it funny? Isn't it funny? In a national race, 400 miles, Kristen Marshman wins it. Now you could all say, she had it lucky. I got the results on the pigeon. The week prior, 450 miles. First club, third combine, and in a joint release, I believe she was about 20th with another combine. Now, I don't know. The only thing I can say is, as Chris Clarebot says, the Willie Daniels pigeons are magical. Do I believe, ABC Loft says, do I believe in building up a family of pigeons? Well, let's take a look at the Amish. Let's look at the Amish. You know, I go out to Kitchener, Ontario, and I go to buy a computer desk, a maple or a oak desk. Okay? I go in there, and they're all Amish. You got the Amish little bibs on. The guy's got the suspenders on. It's the homeliest group of people I ever looked at. Are the Amish people really good looking, Mom? No. They all look like brothers and sisters, don't they? You got to build a family, but you got to bring in the new blood, the new meat. If you don't do this, you're going to get a bunch of flat-nosed inbred pigeons that have no horsepower. The bodies aren't right. They're not constructed right. It's not what you want. That's my opinion. I bred Van Reets to Van Reets to Van Reets to Van Reets to Van Reets. I'll tell you, ABC Law, do you know how many shitty Van Reets I put in the ground? Conformation was shit. Everything was junk, 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 junk. I could breed 70, I get two or three really damn good ones, and the rest, no good. Boy, this shrimp's quite nice. Mike, the winner of the Upper Canada National is usually a super pigeon with many previous wins. Look in the pedigree. You got Nadine and Sarah. Over $1 million in those two pigeons are in the pedigree of this pigeon here. This pigeon, the results I received was third club, 7 combine, I think 350 kilometers. And first club, 43rd combine, 400 kilometers. I can't remember the details. Oh, we haven't seen the father. He looks just like the father. Mike, it's about time you start putting super quality into your breeding program. There's the cock here. He looks just like him. Look at him. Son Lars. Son of Lars times the 229. Lars is the grandson of Nadine. Nadine, first national ace pigeon middle distance. Yes, folks, in 2017. First national ace pigeon, greater, 2016. The 229 is a sister of the fourth national, sister to the 9819, fourth national Chateauroux, 19,000 pigeons, third Fayonneau, 2,800, 10th Argentine Provincial, 2,900. Guys, winners breed winners. Now, I've seen somebody buy a bird from a guy that's going and buying Mike Gannis pigeons. And I'm not knocking Mike. Go to buy birds from Mike Gannis. He got the best one-lot pigeons apparently money can buy. He got them. But if you're going to buy Gannis pigeons, go to Gannis and buy them. Don't buy from a second party who goes and buys pigeons and flogs them to you for the same price you can get them from Mike. I've seen a guy waste $1,500 on a pigeon. It's a great granddaughter or a granddaughter to something. What a waste of money. Sam, pick it up, my friend. You're better than that. It's a sleeping pigeon. It's a sleeping pigeon. ABC Loft. What's the confirmation and description of a winning 300-mile race? Experienced handler winning bird. Well, come to my auctions and you'll handle pigeons that are built that way. The pigeon has to be super in the hands, ABC. It has to be built right. Backs are, and listen, if they're flying in speeds from 1,000 to 1,300, they're normally built perfect. The way God intended pigeons to be. Straight across the back, maybe back comes down a little bit. Forearm is nice, medium to tight. Muscles are rippling, strong muscles, strong. They're not that weak ass shit where the back goes up, the arm's sloppy, the bird's raggy. None of that. No. But again, I'll show you. I'm going to show you pigeons that I think aren't worth a shit. Ready? I'll show them to you. You want to see something, ABC Loft? If you want to see what I think is rubbish, you put in show me rubbish. Steve Monroe says, if you're starting new, how long would you test certain birds with different pairs before getting rid of? 3 rounds of youngsters and maybe switch, and a couple rounds of youngsters, switch. 2 seasons. 3 rounds switch, 3 rounds switch. If you can't figure it out in that they're not consistent, they're not good, they're not this, they're not that. But if you're breeding from pigeons you get from people, 99% of the time is no good. I'm not interested. I'm in Canada. I'm not interested in buying pigeons from breeders in Canada. They have really good pigeons. Joe Ferreira, fantastic. Super. If I want to beat Joe Ferreira, and he's the #1 in the Up North Combine, Mike Vanderyak, before I continue, you answer this. Is Joe Ferreira not the best year in and year out in the Up North Combine? Mike Vanderyak, answer the question. When Mike answers it, I'll continue. Or if someone else can answer that, then I'll continue. I'm going to prove to you something. I'm going to prove to you how I'm going to beat Joe Ferreira. And I'm using, this is complete respect to Joe Ferreira. You're getting a plug, Joe. Canadians, you're in the area. He's the man you want to beat. He's got the system. He's got the pigeons. He's got the knowledge. He knows how to play the game. Now, again, my finger's a bit itchy. We're waiting for the response. Mike, come on, type it in. I can't continue. ABC Lofts, put your response in. Do you want to see what I think is a bag of garbage in your hands? I can show it to you. I got one here. I got what I call garbage in my hands. I got it for you. I can show it to you. You're going to what? You should take your Wendy's out. You did a great job on the shrimp. I think I made them a bit tough. It's very Asian. Well, okay. There's a difference between you and Mike. Me, Mike. Andy Pilata can't touch Joe Ferreira. That's just my opinion. But Andy, very good. When the wind goes his way, he's there. Joe does have impressive results. And as I say, when you spend $1,500, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, your name can be Mike, Joe, Jimmy, Sam, Anthony, Tony, Jimmy, Pete. Pete, I've seen Pete do it once. It's okay. You're going to dump your money out. And if any of those names know, if maybe you've done it, because my name's Ryan. I spent $5,000 on a Jones Boy pigeon. I got shit out of it. I just dropped the name, and I like Ryan and Ray Jones. I love them. They're great. They got the Huskin Van Reels. Ryan and Ray Jones. I bought a one-off race winner. The Utah Miss Spring Break. I bought her. She couldn't breed. You know what I had her? I had her at the end of her days breeding to a dropper for switching eggs. So, hey, any of the names that I used, and guys, Tony, Johnny, Anthony, Jimmy, Sam, Alberto, Fernando, Kimasabi, don't take it personally. I did the same screw-ups that you did. Yes, show me the difference between good conformation and a bad one. I'm going to get to that. Mike comes back and says that Joe has put up some super impressive results. Joe's results blow away Andy Pilata's, in my opinion. Joe's down the pipe. You only see Andy Pilata when the wind goes to the east. You put Andy in the other spot, you won't see Andy again. Robert states that he has the best long-distance pigeons in Canada. Well, Robert wrote he has good pigeons. I don't think he doesn't. But Robert, the difference between 99% of you all and Robert is Robert will fly him. So that's why he's going to beat you. Do I think Robert has the best? I know he has $1 million in stock. Can he be beat? Sure. He's got good pigeons for the long distance races. I think he does. He's not afraid to push him and lose him. He's got so many pigeons, it doesn't really matter. I'm just throwing that out there. I'm not knocking Robert at all. And I believe you're talking about Robert Rohde, Furlano and Rohde. I'm not knocking them. Good pigeon guys. I will say one thing. If you go to race in the Up North Combine, it's Joe Ferreira, it's Rohde. I'm trying to think who else. Who else would you compete against? Huber, Pilata, Mike Van Kempen. 10 guys. There's 10 guys. I missed some names, but I'm giving you the few guys there. Does anyone use bee pollen? I'm going to show good quality, bad quality. I'm going to show this for you here momentarily. And again, if I've insulted your name, don't take it personally. Maybe you're Peter, maybe you're Tony, maybe you're Anthony, maybe you're Sam, you're Antonio. Give me a couple names, men's names. Ricardo. What's another name? Mike, don't take it. Whatever you dumped in pigeons, it's okay. As Bob Bodden always said, a fool and his money soon parts. So I'm going to show you what complete quality of a pigeon that I don't like. We're going to go back to the mother of the Canada National race, 1,750 birds. There's the mother, bred by Kristen Marshman, 100% Willie Daniels blood. Take a look. There's the mother, blue-white flight. Boy, she's looking good, isn't she? Let's bring her back over. Oh, Stephen Collins is out training in the moment. In Australia, they got a different system, but my buddy Stephen, he's figuring it out. So here's a pigeon here. What do we see? Look, the bird's showing it to me naturally. Look, let's open the legs up. When you open the legs, the back goes straight. When you leave the pigeon, look at the pigeon. Is the back tight? No. When you open the legs, the back's tight. Look. Hold on. Ado, all these guys that do this horse shit. Put it straight. Put the legs back. Look how the back goes. Guys, do you want to know how Houdini made you all come to the show? He gave you magic. Watch this. Here's my chest. Doesn't look so big. My chest gets bigger when I pull my arms back. Here's the bird. How's his back? His back is S-H-I-T. It's shit. It's weak. Look. Ooh. Oh. You people who watch the legs open and you believe that, you're so dumb. It hit you right in the head now, didn't it? I just showed you. Weak back. Back up. Not much muscle. Vent bones. Right in here. The vents. Sloppy. Look. The farther you open the legs, the better the back gets. Very nice, healthy youngster. Right in here. Back is short. Back this way. Back that way. I bring in nicer pigeons. I bring in a super nice pigeon. But the same pigeon, you pull the legs to here, it's got a tight back. Watch what you're buying. I wouldn't buy this pigeon. I wouldn't give you this pigeon. Okay, well, congratulations, Rupert River flew 500 miles today. Do we need to say something magical about Rupert River? Is that something exquisite? I don't know. 500 miles, big deal. It's not Long Lac, it's Rupert River. Tracy's undefeated in the OLRs. No, I just like teasing. Okay. Michael Beavler says just plain. Now, this pigeon here is one of our pigeons. This pigeon here tonight will go into the bin. It's not worth going into a one-loft race. It doesn't have the body. It doesn't have the back. It doesn't have the muscles. It doesn't have the balance. Forearm is okay. It's not there. This is just one of those pigeons. This isn't a pigeon I would send. Now, I'll show you a better pigeon. Is it the best pigeon? Close. Sorry about that, guys. Back is a 10. The back thickness. So the thickness across the back is very, very nice. The muscles are nice, strong. Look, look. Nice and tight. Now, look when I open the legs. It's a gimmick. That's what I want to see. Forearm is tight. And here's the most amazing thing. Still has baby feathers on the head. But anyways. Carrots are good, Mom. Reminder, when I want to hide something, I give you what you want to see. Is the back tight? Tight. Watch. Good. I'm looking for the muscles. A young bird. Look at the muscles already. Tracy says, hi, Nats. I look for the snap of the wing. I look for the feel. I look for the first 2 to 3 seconds. Now, where's this pigeon going? $100,000 race. All the shit this pigeon has. It feels good. It looks good. The arm's tight. The muscles are good. Those are all points for it. But I can't see inside of here. And I can't see inside of his heart. Those are the two most important parts. But the pedigrees on these pigeons say, hey, they should do it. The last pigeon I brought in, the parents are $30,000. He's going to go into the bin. Do you guys want that pigeon? Does anybody want the pigeon I just brought on? Let me know. You can save everything. You want that pigeon? Let me know. Here's something, guys. I will put 20 babies in a basket. So there'll be a basket here, and there'll be a basket here, an empty one. And I have a basket to the other side, what I don't like. I know where the basket is. I go by myself. I completely close my eyes. I leave them shut. I go in and I grab a pigeon and I feel it. I don't look at the color. I'm not looking for favorites, and I feel it. Oh, the vent bones are nice. Oh, the muscles are nice. The forearm is nice. The balance in my hand is nice. And I even do this. I can't look. I'm not looking at. Look. I'm not looking at him, but he fits nice. Fits nice. And I go, yeah, I would send him out. I put him aside, and I still don't look at him. If you spend $10,000 on a pair of pigeons, when you look at the youngsters, because you know they're from them, if they're shit or not, because you see them, you're going to grade them differently. You have higher hopes for them. There's pigeons that have super strong backs and nice forearms. They have no muscle and they're too deep. There's pigeons that have great muscles. Their forearms are sloppy, big and wide open. I'm looking for medium, tight to tight. I don't want super loose. Medium, tight. I like in the forearm. Deep. I like deep, but it's got to be proper deep. A little bit of depth with some length is good. Keel to the vent. Finger and a half, 2 fingers at the max is good. Back's got to be strong and balanced. They have to be balanced, and you feel the balance in your hand. What does balance feel like? A drink will tell you the balanced. I'll take it. How much shipping costs? Now, most people you'll see will sell that to you. No, I won't sell it to you. It's not worth it for you. I don't want to give you a call. Yes, it could be a super breeder. No, it's not proper. It doesn't have the muscle. It doesn't have the conformation. It doesn't have it. Antonio, if you want me to breed you some young pigeons, you want to buy them, private message me. We'll talk about it. But they're going to be pigeons that I want to buy. Or Ricky wants to buy. Or when I pull them out of a basket with 10 pigeon guys and I put them in their hands, and all they can handle is pigeons, then away we go. But thank you for the compliment. That pigeon there, I won't sell. That pigeon is here because it was selected to go to a race, and it's right outside the door. It's in the bin. No good. Doesn't matter if the parents are 2,000, 5,000, or 25,000. You can't produce quality, you go. Guys, when you buy a pigeon and it doesn't produce you winners, yes, you can sell it. You can sell it. So you buy a pigeon last year, you buy it from whoever you buy it from me, from your buddy, whoever you buy it. It doesn't produce you anything. So the next year you change the pairings, you pair it up and it breeds you nothing again. And you say, this is no good. I spent $500. This is what I want you to do. I want you to put it in the ground, put the ring in your loft, and keep the ring. Don't give it to a new flyer. Don't resell it on iPigeon. Don't try and ask me to resell it to get your money. I know you want to make your money back, but it's not going to produce for anyone. And if you want people to come back and buy from you, I sold 6 Willie Daniels pigeons. They bred a one-off race ace pigeon, and they bred a national winner. Out of 6, I got reports already. Van Zoren. I think Van Zoren pigeons, I've sold maybe 50 pigeons from Van Zoren. We have a $100,000 winner. I got winners from Van He. I have winners from Emile Denny's. I have winners from Dennis Sopan. Xavier Verstrada. Tell us how to beat Joe Ferrero. Well, it's quite simple how to beat Joe. First of all, to beat Joe, he's retired. He's dedicated. You have to have better pigeons than Joe. A very good system that's very regimented, because that's what Joe is. Joe is on the time. He's on the clock. And you can beat Joe. And you have to have a good location. Now, Mike Vanderyak, you ain't going to beat Joe unless you get the wind over there. But guys in Joe's line, you have to have better pigeons. If I want to beat Joe, would I buy Joe pigeons? Nope. I wouldn't do it. I'm not interested in it. If I want to beat Joe, I gotta beat Joe with better pigeons. And I have to have the system, and I have to put the work in and be regimented. If you ain't, you're not going to do nothing. So there's one going to a race, and it's very, very young. It's way too young to send out. See the fluff on the head? But look. You see it? Look, it's right there in front of you. I'm now going to bring in another one that I wouldn't send out to show you. ABC Loft. There is the father. Again, National Ace Pigeons in Belgium mean 300 to 500 mile races. Take a look. Take a look. The best of Willie Daniels. I got to thank Formula One. I got to thank Chris Clarebot for making this happen. Here's another pigeon. Now, this pigeon, it looks like the back's good. Very left, very right. The keel to the vents is 2.5 fingers, but it drops off. I don't like it. I'm trying to put the bird together. Not bad, but you see it? It's just all over the place. It's not enough, but it's amazing. When you open the legs, there are the legs. everything gets better. So you people that show people opening the legs, no, it's not. Hold the pigeon. Look, I hold him. He doesn't come together. Getting a bit better, but no. It's loose. Muscles aren't bad. Condition is okay. Feathers are very soft, but just not my type of pigeon. You see it? Not my type. Here's another one. Not going to erase. Not going any further than today. Finished. What is the blood? Doesn't matter what the blood is. Joe dominates a pigeon to Tilsonburg. Joe donated a pigeon to the Tilsonburg show auction last year. Niagara show was the day before he put the pigeons in the Niagara show. On the way, Tilsonburg show won best in show. Mike, I handled Joe's birds. I had Van Zoren there. They weren't my favorite pigeons. I didn't knock them. They weren't my favorite. I think Joe could do better and still get better pigeons. And I like Joe. Maybe I like Joe as a pigeon guy. I don't really know Joe. I don't think Joe really likes me. I think he thinks I'm something wrong with me. But as a pigeon man, Joe's good. Any of them nestmates? Yeah, I got nestmates. I got nestmates that I don't like that I'm going to separate the pairs. I don't like this pigeon. I don't like it at all. But anyways, when you handle pigeons in ABC Loft, I hate to tell this to you because this is going to hurt. You can't feel it yet because you haven't been and handled enough winning pigeons. You got to handle the best pigeons and use these. But when you use your fingers, you have to remember what they felt like. I had a guy come today. I'm going to do brother and sister mating. Okay? I showed him a cockbird. He said, wow, this cockbird's in the nines. I said, boy, you need nines. I let him handle his sister. This cockbird, I let him handle the sister. The sister was a 10. He said, boy, this is super. You can put them together for brother and sister mating. Conformation's perfect. I said, that cock, out of the 4 brothers, he's the 4th. He says, no way. We went over to the other loft. He put the Van Alsecker brother in his hand. He said, yeah, you're 100% right. The quality goes up. You can feel it in the pigeons. I'm not telling you to go to a pigeon show to handle winning pigeons in a show, as Mike Vandriak said, because that's stupid. Handle what winning pigeons feel like. Handle what a 400-mile winning pigeon feels like flying between 1,000 and 1,300 speeds. Go and handle it. Okay, go and handle an ace pigeon compared to a one-loft winner. Handle an ace pigeon in a 4-race series. I'm going to tell you this right now. Florida Pigeon Derby, great race, big numbers. I'm going to buy without handling. I'm at home. I'm having a cocktail. I get a flurry. I get an itch in my underpants to buy a pigeon. 2 pigeons come up online. First prize winner of $100,000, an ace pigeon. That won 10,000 or 15 or 20,000. I'm going to tell you, I look at the photo. 99% of the time, I go for the ace pigeon. It's going to feel better in your hand. I'm not saying that the winner's not going to feel great, but if I'm betting, ace pigeons are always better. It's funny. I watch a big name in the United States. He sells a lot of pigeons. He buys the one-off winners. I watch him. He buys them. He buys them. He buys them. He buys them. But he never sells the pigeons he buys that are the aces. He sells first prize, second prize. He sells third prize, but he never sells the ace pigeons. Hey, Will, what's going on? I wanted to say hi to you. Again, I'm going to show you the mother. I'll bring in another pigeon. A mother of the Canadian National this year. That's the mother. Bred by Chris Marshman. But it's 199% Lily Daniel. You guys see it there in black and white. That's the mother. Let's get back to me. Here's a bird that'll be sent out. Look. Watch this. Watch the back. Watch the back. See I do that? Look at the balance. Balance. Stays the same. Now watch. Watch the little toes. Hold on. It's all smoke and mirrors. What do you think? This is what I want to send out. What do I notice about this pigeon? He's a bit deeper. Deeper like a wedge. Like a triangle. Okay? But you can feel you've got good muscles on each side. Look. Balance in the hands. Look. Balance in the back. Forearm. And I put my fingers up in here. I feel for the clamp. And if you want me to tell you what does the clamp feel like, go to your wife, go to your kids, go to your girlfriend. When she's not looking, put your finger in her armpit without her looking. She's gonna go tight. These habits. Strong forearm. Balanced. But you don't get that from every pigeon. And you can put a $5,000 pigeon to a $5,000 pigeon. They have to match. They have to fit right. You don't put two jumbos together. You don't put two tiny ones together. You put a larger one to a smaller one, a deeper one to a non-deeper one, a large one to a smaller one. You feel it in your fingers. But whatever I just showed you doesn't mean nothing. They still got to have it in here, and they got to have it in here. So, hey, guys, I see you all. You're all on here. She's on. There's the person. Congratulate the 2024 National from Smooth Rock Falls. There's your winner right there. Beat 3 combines, fairly straight north to northwest winds, slightly in the favor. There's your winner. Smoking the competition. 100% Willie Daniels bloodlines, purchased from Feathers Elite Pigeon Auctions. But not only did that pigeon win, it had multiple top performances, and a half brother was the ace pigeon in the Upper Canada National one-off race. Thank you. People, give the credit where the credit is due. And Willie Daniels, as Chris Clarebot said, he is ecstatic from what his pigeons have done because he's won nationals in Belgium and he's won a national now in Canada. Kind of romantic, isn't it, folks? Rosedale, it was nice to see you here today. And I'm going to post up the photo of the father of this pigeon. This pigeon that is the winner, he looks just like his father. He's got that same, he's not the most beautiful looking, but he's there. Also, guys, the birds I was feeding last week, I'm still feeding them. I've been trying some tricks to get them to eat with other birds, and it hasn't worked. I got some powders with them that are almost a little bit older, but haven't caught on as of yet. I'm going to make myself a beverage. You know, it's funny that we look at the national winner this year in our local area from Smooth Rock Falls. Smooth Rock Falls is a pretty tricky spot to get birds from. You lose a lot of birds. This pigeon a week ago flew Hearst, which was 450 miles. Smooth Rock is 400 miles. Back-to-back weeks, the pigeon had to go to work. People say, well, why would you send a bird back-to-back? Guys, the pigeons keep form. Form, when you have it, keep it. Play the pigeons, play the pigeons, play the pigeons. Good talk as always. Yes, Rosedale. Hey, Rosedale, I showed you the brothers today that we're gonna the 2 brothers and the sister. What did you think? Was I right or was I wrong? You want to win one-off races. Don't play with pigeons that everyone's playing with. Don't do it. If I want to beat Joe Ferreira, he's got great pigeons. I don't want to fly against Joe with his own pigeons. I got to get better pigeons than Joe. I got to get better pigeons than Mike. I got to get better pigeons than Sam. That's the truth. Most people that don't get that, they try and buy grandchildren or great-grandchildren. They cut costs. You know, my buddy Steven in Australia. I love this guy. I think he's one of the nicest guys I've ever met. He got the heart of a lion. He's a good pigeon man, and he's new, but he's a good pigeon man. I can feel it. He's a greyhound racer. He's good. His only problem is he has too many pigeons. Too many pigeons. I says, we need to import 1 or 2 or 3 families of pigeons. 10, 10, 10. Some sprint pigeons, some middle distance pigeons, and then maybe a long distance or a few long distance, a few different sprints, and a few different middles from a few different guys. Put it together. Fly 70 to 120 pigeons. Don't fly 250. 250 pigeons of not high quality, you're doing a lot of work. I was right about the brothers' confirmation. I'm not saying I'm God. I am not. But what I am saying is handle it, feel it. Watch what you're inbreeding, guys. Watch what you're inbreeding. Don't inbreed brother and sister that feel like crap together. Hey guys, we got our Pigeon Box store online. You can order it. You can go anywhere in the world. It takes about a month to get on there. Come on, Sid. Sid, nay. Take a look there. Go on our line. Go on our website. If you like what we do, don't worry about it. Buy some Pigeon Box. There's nothing wrong with being a boss. We're all bosses, aren't we? You might as well have a coat or a hat or a sweater or a t-shirt or a pair of underpants or a coffee mug that says you're the boss. And it looks good. And we're not like the guy from Holland that's a goddamn gypsy who pretends he's the boss. We are the Pigeon Boss. We created it. You get shorts, underpants, cell phone covers, hoodies. You take a look. Go on our website. You can order it. Is it expensive? Sure, it's a little bit. But you're getting something Pigeon. It doesn't look tacky. You can wear it out. If you get stuck going to a barbecue, you can wear it. If you're going to a wedding and you get stuck, you can wear it. If you're going on a first date, you can wear it. You can even get stickers. Look at the coffee mugs. Classy. They don't even sell that shit at Starbucks. Oh, I'm having fun tonight. I'm having fun. Big shout out to Rosedale. He's going to wrap up our one loft race. I got to put the birds into the system. He was the last guy to participate. Brought him on the last day. I call it a bit skanky what he did. But that's Jerome. He would do that. I want to thank Jerome for participating. I want to thank everyone. Ingram Racing Group, Kristen Marshman, Carlos Sextera, Mike Vanderyak, Carlos, Mark Carnwell, David Tracy, Jordan Polson, Franco Basiglia. Gee, if I forgot who you were, or if I forgot if you're in our race, then my apologies. But I want to thank everybody for participating. You know, I said to Jerome, the more we show, the worse it got. This year we're not showing stuff. We're not showing you birds doing their thing. Is that a wrong thing? What do you think? I feel guilty about it. I feel like I'm not working. But in the other sense, the more you show, the more you open yourself up to get slammed. Sometimes less is more. What do you guys think? And again, guys, I've been on for an hour. I'm ready to wrap this show up. If you guys don't want to participate and play the game, I can do that. It is fine by me. Sydney, lay down. I had pretty much enough. Not that I had enough of you guys, but it's hard to talk by yourself. I skipped dinner tonight. Keep it simple. And I don't know how to say it. I don't know how to say it, but when people say keep it simple, go out and buy good You know, if I want to make a great dinner, I go and buy great produce. You know, I try and get the best quality I can for my money. Then I put the work in. I don't need a lot. Less is more. You know, I can cook dinner for 2 people. I'm not a chef. I cook for 2 people. I get a bit stressed out. I get tired, but I can put it together. 4 people, it's a little bit more. But when I get to 6 to 8 people, and I got to make sure there's enough food and everything, I get more and more stressed out. Less is more. Now, guys, I am going to show you the national winner. I haven't had a chance. I was just was notified about this national winner. I'm so happy that one of our buyers, our clients, Kristen Marshman, purchased this pair of pigeons from Willie Daniels, put them together, and put one loft race money in her pocket, big money, and a national winner on a combine. Now, Willie Daniels, he participates in 0 one loft races, folks. As we open the legs of the pigeon and we see the back, you don't have to buy one loft winners. It's a bullshit. You need to buy pigeons that win against the biggest competition. If I'm going to fly against people in my area that are flying against 1,500 birds, 1,000 birds, 800 birds, 300 birds, if that's the number, I want to buy pigeons that fly between 4,000 and 6,000 pigeons. If I want to skip all that shit, I go to Belgium and I buy from the best, or from Holland from the best, or from Germany from the best, or from the UK from the best that are flying against 5 to 10,000 pigeons and winning. Those are the pigeons I want to buy. I'm not going to go buy pigeons from a guy in my local area that I got to compete against, and he has the originals, he has the pigeons. I'm not doing it. Michael Peevler, congratulations. Herman's Bonnie. All the reds we sold. Pigeon just won, I think it was first national tool or first national something in yearlings. 8,000 pigeons, Herman's Bonnie. The grandfather was Den Hollander. We sold 3 grandchildren of Den Hollander, 8-bird sale, 3 grandchildren of Den Hollander, and we sold 1 direct child of Den Hollander. Herman's Bonnie's beating Belgians in Belgium with grandchildren of Den Hollander. Michael Peevler, points for you. Good job, you noticed that. You noticed that. Guys, buying and selling pigeons, there's always going to be a gamble. But you want to get your hands on the pigeons, or if you can't get your hands on the pigeons, you want to get your fingers on the pigeons. For instance, Lars. I'm going to throw Lars' name out. He's not going to even know this. Lars, Stefan Lambrecht, Chris Clarabot, Guy Vandenauer, Serge Van Elsecker, Nicholas Norman. If I can't make an auction, and I say, could you guys go and handle the pigeon? And any one of them, Ryan, it's a real nice pigeon. It's a 10. I have the confidence then to buy it. So you have to find somebody that will feel it. David Tracy. I love David Tracy. I think he's a great guy. He's racing great in Ohio. He bought 2 pigeons from our sale. They were brother and sister. I won't put them together. He did. They're not 10s. They're not what I would want for brother and sister. And David, I'm just using you because your name's on there. Separate them out. Put the trap keys to the Van Hees. Don't put the trap key to the trap keys. Those two trap keys are not 10s. I'm telling you that right now. But David Tracy just pops up and says this Anna Van Hee has been on fire. Well, of course, their family's been on fire for a lot of years. And one thing about Anna, I like her. She's salt and pepper all together. She's got good pigeon fingers. She has fun, and she's flying, and she has her father and grandfather installed in her. And her pigeons are only going to get better. So David Tracy, don't take anything when I said personally. But David, you bred the brother and sister together. How is the conformation of them? Are they real nice? Are they 10s out of 10s? Do you drool? Do you drop on the floor? Or do you say to yourself, shit, I spent a lot of money and they're breeding, the quality's not there? My personal opinion is the quality when they're paired together won't be there. What do you think, David? And guys, these are pigeons that we sell. You know, I handled Olympic Henny. Her vents are always open this much. She's a 10. Her eyes a 12. But her vents are always open this much. That's how she is. Open vents, I've handled enough winning pigeons with open vents that are strong. They're 10s. I let it pass. It's something that I've let it go. Before, I used to have vent bones that were this tight. Now, as long as they're the same size and they're strong, I don't want them like that, but strong. Man, it's a quiet crowd tonight. So, what do you say, David? You have the answer. Was I right or was I wrong? Pairing brothers to sisters and mothers to daughters and whatever. You gotta have that. Everything gotta be right. Okay? Well, let's see what he said. And this is what adds to the show. Nope, not 10s. But they've been nothing. They've been routing 2 hours. But next year I will pair them differently. Okay. Okay, so David, and I love that you're respect for that, and they're routing and they're flying and they're doing great. It wasn't a pairing that I would do. And that's not knocking you. I think anything from Trapke is a 10 plus. I mean, it's an ace pigeon in yearlings in the middle of the long distance races. He's great. Let me ask you, David. You put the brother and sister together, which was crazy, but you did it. And sometimes you have to do crazy things. What would you rank the babies? Maybe you've taken 1 round, which is 2, 2 rounds, which now you're at 4, 3 rounds, which you're at 6. What would you rank the babies out of 10 in your hands? In the conformation in your hands. Routing, they're 10s. They're doing everything you ask of them, and that's great. How are they in your hands? Put your score in, because I just want to know. You said they weren't 10s, and I believe there won't be 10s. And honestly, and this isn't to devalue them, this is what we thought of the pair. If the hen was a 10 and the cock was a 10, okay. But if they're not 10s, and you can put 10s to 10s together that are brother and sister, because it's inbred, you can get a 6. You can get a 7. You can get an 8. You can get a 12. You're inbreeding. So, David, I ask you on this show, What would you score? I don't know. If you had 4 babies, score them all. Put your comment in. And David, I really appreciate you doing this. And guys, this isn't knocking David. Ask Rosedale Loft. He was there. He's seen what we're doing today. And I love this about David Tracy. They're 6s. They're 7s. Let's give them 8s, but they're not 10s. And that's a great learning experience. David learned more from this than anything. And we're not saying that the quality, it's the conformation and the build of the pigeon, the muscles, the length, the back, the forearms, everything. So, David's going to play with them. He's going to adjust the breeding. And I think David's going to do great with them. But you have to try. You have to try things. You know, guys, when you pair up pigeons, I'm doing this now for a client. And I hate to say this, but I agree with Chris Clarebot. To put a pair of pigeons together, it could take you 3 hours. It could take you 8 hours. To what you feel and what you like and what you see and what you like and what you feel and what you like and what you dig and what you like. You have to put it all together and what they like. I don't know. I don't know if David did. I don't want to know. David, keep that to yourself. Oh, that shrimp is good, baby. Guys, this show wasn't to knock breeding or knock this or knock that. It's about learning. I love David Tracy, David and Sherry. They got me the Birth and the Racing Pigeon book, which is one of my favorite books. I'll never get rid of it. I'm not going to keep any book. I'll get rid of the Bible. I'll get rid of the Birth and the Racing Pigeon. It is in my room, and I'm going to keep it one day. I'm going to keep it for a one day. But I will tell you this. We have to be honest with each other. We talk amongst each other. I don't hold back. That's a good thing or a bad thing. I could say, well, the 2 trap keys will breed 10s. Told you they wouldn't breed 10s. I've had multiple people breed Van Zoren to Van Hee and have exceptional pigeons, and David Tracy does the same thing. I think Kristen Marshman has done the same thing. You can ask her. But guys, when pairing pigeons, you have to feel it in the pigeons. In ABC Loft, you have to handle winning pigeons that fly good speeds, 1,000 to 1,300. In that zone, the pigeons you'll handle, and if the pigeons are over 250 miles or 400 kilometers, you handle those pigeons, and they have a certain feel to them. Am I wrong, guys? You post in the comments below. Shrimp for me. What most people do is how do I say this? It's buying a steak, or it's buying something and then burying it with shit that doesn't work. You know, you don't put potatoes and apples together. You put apples and cheese together. Put cheese and grapes together. Put cheese and fruit together. Cheese with a bit of spice together. You really don't put too much cheese with chicken. You sure don't put cheese with fish. You know, you put steak with mushrooms. You put steak with onions. There's combinations. And I know you all are going to argue and say, well, you can put fish and chicken together. Well, you can put this. Yeah, you can. You have to find it, though, what works. Yeah, and again, pigeons that are flying, you know, 15, 16, 17 to 2100, I'm not interested in them. They're not a pigeon I want to buy. Now, if he can win a 1500 meter or yards or 17 or an 1800, then he can drop back and he can win an 1100. He can win a 1200. He can win a 1900. He can win a 1400. Or he doesn't have to win, but he's real consistent. Then I know the balance of the pigeon is perfection. So when I tell you I'm going to buy the winner of Africa Pro, the winner of Victoria Falls, the winner of the $1 million race, I don't want the winner. I'll buy the ace pigeon. I know it'll have it. I already know it. Because the test of time from 80 miles to 350 or 400 miles, the bird had to be consistent. So I know the balance is in the pigeon. Now, if the final race at 350 miles, the winds are blowing tailwinds, super strong, I could get a weak back. I could get not a lot of muscle. I could get a weak arm. I get all this shit that I don't like. But the ace pigeon, that's been the best from 80 to 100 miles to the finals, all through, did in all the conditions. I know I have a better pigeon. Very well said, Mr. Peevler. Again, guys, Michael Peevler, he from a long line of cookie bakers and shoemakers. He's a Peevler, guys. His family came from the woods. They made cookies and trees. Anyways, it doesn't matter. What I say, you don't have to take. You just learn from it if you want. But feel it in your fingers. Put pigeons together and try and feel it. Try and feel what you want. Put a big one, do a little one. Geert and Leandra pigeons, and you bet they're a 10. I'm going to say something. In the next 3 years, the Munichs are going to hit the top again. They did it with Johnny Boy, and then they kind of dropped because they sold a lot of the ace with Pipa, and they did this. But I see them going like this. Yes, the Munichs, they're going to move up, and we're right there with them. And I don't think you guys will be disappointed. I think the quality of the pigeons are very good, and a big win's going to happen. Maybe I'm dumb. What is the difference between an ace pigeon and a one that wins a one lot race? Okay. So Will, I'm having a carrot. because I can. We send pigeons to the Hoosier. I will. I'm going to send pigeons and you're going to send pigeons. And on the final race, I'm going to win the Hoosier. I win first. I win $500,000. I'm better than God. Forget Moses. Jesus is who? Who is Jesus? Nobody. I'm God. I won the Hoosier. But, Will, in the final race, in the Hoosier, I was first, and that's the only race that I did good in. My bird, that won the Hoosier. He did shit the other 4 races. He was way behind, half hour behind, 15 minutes behind, 30 minutes behind, 45 minutes behind, whatever. But in that final race, I was better than God on that day. I was ahead of you. I was ahead of everyone by 15 minutes. I had a big lead. I'm a champion. I'm God. I told you I'm God. But you, Will, you were first ace pigeon. So at the 100 miles, Will, 200 birds came on the first drop. You were 199th. You were 46 seconds to win. On the second race was 170 miles. You were 10th. In the clock, you were 42 seconds behind. On the third race, Will, you were 2.5 minutes behind. And on the final race, Will, you were 3 minutes behind. You had the ace pigeon, or whatever the times were. You had the best pigeon in the group over the 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 8 races. That's the pigeon I'm going to buy. That's the pigeon I'm going to spend the money on. I'm not interested in my winner. My winner is worth nothing. What does Alan say? Last year, I paired an 11-year-old cock to a yearling hen. Both sides, 6 young birds got sick. I had to pull them, put them down. Don't breed from the old birds. In 2012, I won the Holiday Cup. Equal first, 6 birds on the drop. I had 1. The hen was 11 years old. The cock was 2 or 3 years old. That's bullshit. I wouldn't put two old birds together, but I'd put old to young. It's a mix. You got to mix it up. Alan, you had bad luck with it. Will says, okay, I get it. The most heart always being there. Well, it's not the most heart. It's the bird that's consistent from 100. It's the bird consistent from 100 miles or from 80 miles or from wherever the races start. Those 4 or 5 races, you want the pigeon that's the ace. The ace pigeons, if I'm going to a one-off race, I'm buying an ace pigeon. Don't matter how drunk I get. Don't matter if I'm with Michael Jackson himself. I want to buy the ace pigeon. The one-off winner, sure, it's nice to buy. Sure, it's nice to own. But no. And this isn't nothing to take away from the winners. Okay? This is nothing. Because there are birds that win the final race that are the ace pigeons. Even better. But buying the ace pigeons is where it's at. So David Tracy says, I believe you can still breed from old birds if the blood is there. They will produce. They just make sure their mate is young. Just a theory. Yeah, guys, I'm putting brothers and sisters together. My first thing is I handle each one individually. I go, boy, this is a 10. This is a 10. That's a 9. That's a 9.5. That's a 8. So you got 2 cocks. You got a cock that's a 10. You got a cock that's a 9. You got a hen that's an 8. You got a hen that's a 9. And you got a hen that's a 10. Or a cock that's a 10. I look and I pair them up. I want the opposite eyes. Okay, yeah. I look for what's the most important qualities. In the end, the body quality has to be the most important. Then, bodies, the length, then the eyes, it all goes together. Well, that's a bullshit comment. I've had old pigeons breed super pigeons. It's how you keep old pigeons. Remember, guys, I tell you something. My dad's 70 years old, and I love him to death. I give him hobbies. He has the chickens that are laying eggs, and he's got 500 chickens. It's a hobby. He's pulling eggs and doing stuff. I buy him 100 meat chickens. He's retired. He's doing the meat chicken thing. I get him a new puppy. I get him this. I get him that. Take him out. Do this. Take him to his favorite club. Take him to here. Take him to there. The older the people, keep them active, keep them moving, keep them interested, keep them rolling. I see old people that are 65 years old. They're sitting in a house with no hobbies. They watch TV. They watch ESPN. They don't do anything. They're flat. They're boring. They don't have the same power. My father was cutting the grass, picking eggs, raising pigeons, running the one-loft race, doing this, doing that, doing. As Emil Denny said, the older you get, the younger your friends have to be. And that means the older you get, you still have to keep active and moving around. We don't get flat. So your old pigeons, if you have them in a little shitty breeding pen and you ain't stimulated and you're flat, you're going to get a shit result. Alan, I'm not knocking you. Try it out. Guys, if you have an old pigeon that's not laying eggs anymore, let it out with your young birds. Leave it open. Leave him open loft. Give him some time. Let him stretch out. Let him pick his hen. Let him do it. He's going to show it to you. Has Elamar sat on any more eggs? No, he hasn't, Trace. You don't tell an old person they're old. You don't tell you don't tell a young person that you motivate them. You keep them going. A lot of people think, put them in these little stupid rabbit cages and you're going to breed winners. You're going to breed a bunch of shit. Same as people. Their DNA changes. Hey, listen, I flew the Holiday Cup in San Diego against the best American one-law flyers, Dave Clausen, Gannis, Joe Namelka, I don't know, you name them. The Greek Connection. I had ace pigeons multiple years with old birds. Do I think older pigeons, it goes down a bit, Alan? I think you're right. I think it does go down. I think it goes down for racing, maybe not for breeding, maybe not for breeding qualities, but maybe a little bit down. But you got to keep the older pigeons to the younger pigeons, the big ones to the small ones, the this to the those. That's what I'm saying. I wouldn't. I'm not. I'm not interested in putting a 15-year-old pigeon to a 15-year-old pigeon and racing it. I'm going to put a 15-year-old pigeon to a 15-year-old pigeon, see how the quality of the pigeons come out, the babies come out. If they're 10s, I'm going to stock them and say, okay, you're 15 years old for a reason. You know, it's the same thing in saying I'm going to go buy pigeons that win Barcelona and hope to win in Spring Hill. Maybe I'm wrong. Regardless, quality of the pigeons is the main thing. Sometimes you're going to buy a pigeon with not the best quality and you're going to upbreed it. You're always trying to buy super quality in your hands. Super quality on the paper. Forget great grandchildren, forget them. You don't need a great grandchild. When you're going to go buy a great grandchild, I'm going to tell you to say F it and go out and buy whatever that great. I watched a guy. I heard about this guy. His name's Gary. Okay? He bought a great grandchild for $1,500. Gary bought one for $1,500. Gary, take the $1,500 and go buy lottery tickets. You're going to win, man. Don't go buy $1,500 pigeon. That's a great grandchild of nothing. Great grandchild of a one-loft race winner. I think you're going to produce anything. Don't do it. You're going to be disappointed. Alan is saying, I bred an 11-year-old to a yearling. It was a disaster. Alan, it's livestock, man. You bred an 11-year-old to a yearling. Who was the yearling? Who was the 11-year-old? Did it work? How many rounds? Was it their first round? Did the 11-year-old have 3 rounds before you put them together? Did the yearling hen have 4 rounds before you put them together? Did the pair work together? Alan, it's a disaster. I bred one-off race winners from an 11-year-old, a 10-year-old, a 15-year-old. It's livestock. Guess what? Why did you pair an 11-year-old pigeon up? If you were so smart, put it in the bin. It's an 11-year-old for a reason. Now you got to find the hen for it. You got to be patient. Disaster? No, not a disaster. You're learning from it, Alan. You're learning. Now, is the 11-year-old pigeon really that good? Or is he just an 11-year-old pigeon that bred 1 or 2 winners? Think about it, eh? What are we breeding out of? What's considered overcrowding a loft? It's a feeling you'll have in the loft. Let's say an 8x8 section. Honestly, real nice, 20 to 30 birds. Maybe 40 birds. One time I had I'm not going to lie, I built this loft that had a wire floor, and I thought, man, I spent a lot of money. I spent $9,000 building this pigeon loft. And I put, I think, 100 birds. It was 12 by 8. I put 100 youngsters in there. They were on the darkening. And I ended up having about 35 to 40. It was good. 2 years later, I put 40 young birds in it. I did great. So, just because you can put the box perches up doesn't mean it's enough room. I think if you look at a section and you say, I think 40 can fit, you say it on your own. I think 40 can fit, 25 will fit. Well, I learned my lesson. I got lucky. Sure. I got lucky. Sure, there's luck involved. Alan, why did you keep an 11? Why do you have an 11-year-old pigeon? And why did you pick that yearling to put it to? The Golden Matins, what was he, 19 and breeding winners? I got lucky. Alan, there's a lot of luck in this game, Alan. Alan, I got lucky, you got unlucky. Now what? What's the score now, Alan? Because you know it all. I don't know nothing. I don't know. Keep an 11-year-old pigeon. Got to be goddamn a good pigeon to be 11 years old. What's the hen I'm putting it to? What am I looking for? What's the condition of the 11-year-old? Does the 11-year-old feel like a yearling, Alan? Does the 11-year-old feel like he's Hercules or she feel like Wonder Woman? Alan, I got lucky? No, Alan. I got real lucky. You got really unlucky. Guys, I don't care what you do. Don't take my word for it. Will I breed from a 15-year-old pigeon? 100%. Do I lower somewhat of the expectation? Yes, I do a little bit. I have the Seagull. It's 2009. Alan, give me $3,000 and I'll send him to you. He'll fertile. He'll breed you 12s out of 10s in your hands. He's bred multiple one-loft race winners. I have 2 youngsters from him. They're about that big. I didn't even ban them. They don't fly. I'm not playing with them. I got lucky, Alan. Felt like a yearling. Maybe tomorrow he'll be dead. I don't know. I don't know what people want me to say. You have to play the game. I'm not going to lie. I bought a 14-year-old cock from Frank McLaughlin, a Van Reet cock from the end. His direct son from the end. I purchased him. I bred 6 youngsters. 5 of the 6 were crap. The first one or the third one or the fourth one, whatever. I sent it to the Triple Crown in California. I think it wanted $10,000. Real good pigeon. But the rest, I didn't like them. Did I think it was horrible? No. I got what I needed out of it. I got my money back and some. So that's why you kept them. Bird was kept because of his vitality and sentimental. I keep pigeons because the pedigree, the quality of the breeding, the conformation, the vitality, everything's good. I don't have sentimental. Pigeons I don't keep sentimental. I promise you this. If I win a one-loft race ever again, and it's first, or its first drop, or its first, the bird will be for sale the moment it wins. If it's an ace pigeon, I'm going to keep it. But if it's first, It's got to be first or the top 3 ace pigeons. I keep the top ace pigeons. The winning birds, they go. I'm not interested. I'm not. Because I know what winning pigeons are very lucky. Everyone has to have a lucky day. Everyone has to pull. But Alan, I'm not against you. I'm on your side, and I know how it is. I've bred old pigeons with bad luck. I bred old pigeons to young pigeons, had great luck. But if they're old pigeons with super pedigrees and they've had super results, you're normally not going to get shafted. Now, mind you, you have to put it to a good quality younger pigeon. But again, you do what you want. I watched a ding dong basket. He made a TikTok video. Basket his pigeons. Put them in his garage and blew a fan over the top. Come on, Will. You got to be a bit smarter. Gannis bought 75 First National Olympiada pigeons. Why did that change? It changed because the National Ace pigeons, Olympiada pigeons, First National pigeons, the price of them became so high that you couldn't afford to buy them. In America, all the Americans look at as first one-off race winners. So he started to go out and buy first one-off race winners. Take a look at all the one-off race winners he's purchased and he sold to other people. Lamon's Loft has them. There's a whole whack of them that have these one-off race winners. Why are they sold? Why are they getting rid of them? It's quite simple. They don't produce winners. Mike Gannis, he knows, and I know the same thing. Those First National pigeons, First National Ace pigeons, and those Olympiad pigeons, they're the ones that produce the big winners. They'll produce winners in one-lofts. They'll produce race winners in combines and clubs. Far greater than a one-loft winner. But in America, when you see, oh, I won the Southern Belle. There's the pigeon. First. It's the first time he was first. You guys all chub up and want to buy it. As Bob Bond says, God rest his soul. Maria, you took him away. A fool and his money will soon part. But not with the ace pigeons. You'll do far better with them. And Mike knows it. Why are Mike's best pigeons not one-off race pigeons? You tell me. And I like Mike. I know Mike. Great, good, very good pigeon man. But a marketing machine. God damn it, this man can market pigeons. He likes the young guys. Guys, I'm not knocking Mike Gannis. He sold a lot of damn good pigeons. You just have to look and see. When you start to do your research, Rob, I'm not buying pigeons from Mike Gannis today. 2000, 98, 97, 95. I buy pigeons from Mike 100%. Right now, I'm not interested because I can buy far better pigeons for a lot less price. Mike, if you're watching, I'm not knocking you. Great marketing, beautiful pedigrees, and a lot of good pigeons. But not the pigeons I need to beat you with. And maybe some people are going to get hurt by this. I'm not here to hurt you. I take Mike Gannis from 2000 over Mike Gannis today. The Pigeons, that is. It's the truth. He got good pigeons today, but he had great pigeons then. If I was only smarter with more money. Guys, I'm going to tell you something. Beets on the barbecue. I've been to Mike's when I was 18, when I was 19, when I was 25, mid 30s, and when I was 40. I went out to dinner with Mike. I helped import the birds to the Hoosier the first year for Mike and the Hoosier, the race that he owns. I imported some top birds from Mike. Good pigeon man. But better when I was younger. And I think privately, I think he would say the same. I mean, he's not going to say the same to you people. But pigeon, if you're a real pigeon man to a real pigeon man, I think so. And maybe I'm wrong. You know, those first national aces and those ace pigeons and the first nationals, those were mega pigeons, man. They twisted and destroyed these Mickey Mouse one-off races. I won the Cricket River. I won the California Classic. I won the Holiday Cup. I won the Hoosier. I won the Dutch Touch. I won the Pioneer. I won the this. I won the that. They don't touch winning first nationals. They don't touch them. It's a completely different level of pigeon. But in America, you all get brainwashed by it. Forest through the trees. Okay. So I peel them. I salt and pepper them with a bit of olive oil. I just put them in a tray. I put them up on the top of the barbecue and I let them go for about an hour. And they get tender, but they got still that bit of a crunch, Alan. Real good. I mean, I think a beet naturally, you can't screw it up. It tastes really good. Just play with it and feel it. Salt and pepper, a little bit of oil. If you put any water with it, it'll boil a little bit more. Put it on top of the barbecue, 350, let it roll. You know, cut a beet in half, peel them. Anyways, guys, I'd love to stay in chat tonight. We went on for about an hour and 51 minutes. I got to go. It was a good night tonight. You guys have been great. I'll be on next week. Like, share, and subscribe. And remember, thanks for flying with me. Jerome, we did it. Bye for now. Oh, shit. Where do I got to go for this stuff?